Hybrid lighting.
Discover Mirrorless recommends the LED hybrid lighting solution from Quantum called the Omicron.
Hey, I'm Carol, and you're coming in at the end of another Hangout that was recorded, and this information came about, and I wanted to save it, even though it didn't really fit with the Hangout where it was recorded. So, listen in.
One other point that I wanted to make about video, and for the sake of the audience, the heroes have been exposed to probably 40 messages going back and forth about video and the best way to treat video and that whole thing about second generation files. And while I get it, and I want to get it more, I'm also a neophyte to this whole video thing. And my use for video, I might take 5 minutes worth during a half an hour of shooting. I'm still only going to use 3 15-second clips. I'm not, I'm not a videographer. I don't wish to become a videographer. I don't even look like a videographer. I do look like a photographer because I have some of this super awesome gear here. But a videographer, over time, I'm sure I'll become more of one, but I'm really not one. I'm a hybrid storyteller. For me, if I can use Lightroom, which is a tool I already know, and I can export those 3 15-second clips into whatever I'm going to use to make my hybrid product in the end, I'm pretty happy about it. Now, if I was creating a documentary, I might get a whole different feel for this thing, but I love... And I'm not saying Chuck's wrong. I'm just saying that what the net's put out there is some really useful stuff, especially for a beginner.
I completely agree. Okay, I'm the first one to say you do whatever works for you. All I was pointing out is that you need to put out the other side too, because there are those of us that are professionals that are moving over, and they are going to be working with major clients, and they're going to be working with clients that are going to be very, very critical about that and preserving that quality.
Absolutely, and I guess maybe that's where that was a piece of the email discussion that bled over into today's Hangout that I was missing is I think we have to have a little rider on there that says, if you're doing a major video project, that second generation stuff starts to really come into play, and it can be very problematic. However, if you're doing what a lot of us photographers are going to be doing, at least at the beginning, because video is a 5-letter word that should be a 4-letter word. It's kind of scary and nasty stuff. I want the simplest, most direct path to getting my video out of the camera and into my product, and I love the fact that there is an easy way. And it's good to know in the back of my mind that there are some other things to consider as I progress. Is that sensible?
Yeah,
I think it, and just one sec, Lynette. I think it really depends on what you're using for an editor too. And if you're using Final Cut Pro, like I am, it addresses those files natively, so I don't have to do the adjustments in Lightroom first. I can do all of that and a whole lot more sitting right there in Final Cut a lot faster. And I can preview the clips and all of that and just drag it down, boom, and it's there on my timeline to edit. I don't have to go through the Lightroom stages with that. So it really does depend, I think, on if you're using Premiere or one of the other professional editors. Yeah, you've got all those features built in. If you're not, you're using ScreenFlow or you're using one of the other assembly tools that are very, very good, then yeah, doing it in Lightroom makes all the sense in the world.
Gotcha. I think what we have to do is consider who the photographer is, and I'm with Carol. I mean, I'm shooting bits and pieces of video to make what we call an e-product, a moving Christmas card, where I'll insert photos, stills with a little video clip because it characterizes the family more. Or I did my travel photography that way. It gives you a little feeling that we weren't just static in one location. We moved from location to location, so I have the car in there, and I have travel videos. They're just clips. I just want them to be as close as possible to the stills that I shot because it's the stills that I'm going to sell,
Right.
and that's what I want.
Right.
So, but I'm not a videographer now. If I were, I would have a video camera that was shooting just video and just go for it there, and I would. Then obviously I would not be editing in Lightroom. Lightroom is not a video editor.
That's
It's
right.
great for combining and sorting, but Photoshop can actually do a little bit more maybe than Lightroom can for video editing. But it's not a full-on video editor. You have to find your tools. I have no reason to go out and do work with Final Cut and learn it and work that. But as a photographer, what I can do with the tools I have, which are Photoshop and Lightroom, I'm content, but I do need my color to look right.
Hey, can I just add one more thing, Carol? This is the i1 Display Pro. It uses the i1 Profiler software. i1 Profiler software does have the capability to use video presets for NTSC, PAL-C-CAM, and for Rec 709. So as you get into that more professional workflow and you're preparing things for broadcast, remember that i1 Profiler has those video presets in it. So, and you can get it with the i1 Display Pro to profile your monitor specifically for video editing.
Wow.
Wow, that's cool.
Did not know that. And that one's just the upgrade, Brenda, if I'm right. From this one, I have the Color Monkey display in front of me here.
Well, yeah, Color Monkey is a family over here, and i1 is a family over here. So what you're holding there is the Color Monkey family version of this device. So the devices are almost identical, except for speed. They are identical, but they run on two different software packages.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. Now, does the i1 Pro, this is the older model, but does this have those video?
Anything that's using i1 Profiler software, so your new i1 Publish Pro 2 that you just purchased, your i1 Pro devices, anything using i1 Profiler software has the video presets.
Okay.
This was awesome, guys. Really, just fascinating. I'm sure we could go on and on, except we're going to lose Gary. So we should probably sign out before he just disappears on us. And then I have to say that somewhere up there, I'm so confused by where, so I just do this, is a button where you can subscribe to Discover Mirrorless, and we really, really want you to do that, because that way you get the updates and you know when. Keep shooting, remember to shoot video, and keep dreaming. Bye, all.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Hybrid lighting.
Discover Mirrorless recommends the LED hybrid lighting solution from Quantum called the Omicron.